Greetings, Keechlings. Keeshma, I'm here with my live reaction of Seven Deadly Sins, Chapter 337. Also, happy day after Christmas to those who celebrate, and Boxing Day for Canada, and I'm sure other parts of the world probably celebrate that too, but Canada I know is the big one. I forget which day of Hanukkah it is, and it's the first day of Kwanzaa, so yeah, quite the trifecta and quartet kind of, with Christmas easing off, of holidays, and New Year's is still to come, so yeah. But anyway, title is just called Merlin. Okay. And we got Merlin here on the cover, or not cover, but the title page here, looking very witch-like, minus the pointy hat and everything, but seductive clothing, with a staff. She doesn't need no staff, but that's why I said looks, whatever. She's the villainess now, kind of, maybe, I don't know. This whole thing with Arthur basically being a reality stone, he is, because I looked it up, and that what he's doing is basically what the reality stone does, so you can't tell me otherwise. Anyway, yeah. I still haven't figured out what is she trying to accomplish, and Arthur is just kind of he's gonna snap. Like, the smallest little thing is gonna set him off. He already thought that Meliodas was still the big bad, because that when he died, Meliodas was on the wrong side of the story. So yeah. Thank you for that reminder, because I was like, wait, why is he thinking that? But it's because he doesn't have any memories after, the... As for why Merlin wanted chaos, I will answer in her place. Wait. Who? I don't know who's talking. Is that supposed to be Arthur, or is that the lake itself talking? Just who are you? Show yourself. This smells fishy. Pardon me, this one thing, for I cannot part from this lake. Oh, is it the... Oh, it is the Lady of the Lake. There's a lady visage in the lake. I was wrought from chaos. The ancients called me Lady of the Lake, or Saint of Chaos. We're getting a bunch of we got the King of Chaos, we got the Mother of Chaos, we now got the Saint of Chaos. I mean, at one point there was Princess of Chaos, I think, at least in one translation. So it's like, are we just gonna have welcome to the Chaos Clan? It's like, there's quite the menagerie back there now. But anyway, Arthur, he's like, oh, Lady of the Lake, where have I heard that before? Maybe from your own inspiration. Oh yeah, you're the one who gave the holy sword to King Carfin I. I think that was a 1. It could have been just an I, but then that wouldn't make a lot of sense, now would it? Okay. Meliodas is kind of like, sorry, I've been around over 3,000 years, and I've never once heard about any being of chaos, let alone from Merlin. Yeah, like surely this would have been brought up. Like, how ancient are we talking? Because 3,000 years is pretty ancient by most people's standards. But Merlin is, a bit from beyond that point. So let's see. Of course you haven't. That's because for the past 3,000 years she's hidden it from you and everyone else. Of course she has. A lady has her secrets, especially when she's trying to do whatever the hell she's trying to do. Merlin kept that from us? Why in the world? What are you talking about? Let me tell you a story of long ago. Oh, now we're going to find out, more about Merlin's past. Hence the name of the title. Okay, makes sense. Let's see here. Long ago, here in Britannia. Would it even still be called Britannia at that point? There existed a capital, blessed with prosperity, that sided with neither the demons nor the goddesses. The name of that capital were the superior wise men of humanity lived was Balilin. That's the best way. Or Belilin, Belly Allen. I can't say it, guys. Sorry. Anyway, I've seen the name. We've seen it before. Oh, look, little Merlin and a bunch of other apparently quite advanced magic using children. I almost said prodigious, but that's a Digimon thing. They're under the pretext of researching the ultimate magic, but really to serve as weapons against the higher-ranking demons and goddesses. Human children who possessed an aptitude for magic were experimented on as test subjects. Oh, so now we're going to give Merlin a bit more sympathy for what she's... Wait, is she going to wipe out all the demons and the goddess clans? It's like, I was bred to be a weapon. Now I turned Arthur into a weapon. Aren't I cute? You know? I'm going to wipe out all the scourge in the world because they brought it upon themselves. You know? I'm thinking that's where we're going with this. Among them, a child was born with the strongest and unique magic, Merlin. Yeah, I hate the cheek mole. I've always hated it. You call it beauty mark all you want. I call it scourge on the face. It's worse than her present day scar. Also, that's a weird little piggy nose she got there. From birth, she was a prodigy, with a talent and wit that far surpassed the wise men of the capital. Yeah, she's just going pa-boom, and they're like, bah! Wait, who's this dude with... What kind of... Is that an owl? It looks like a weird owl. It's like, I can't bend my wings. Who will help me? And Merlin goes over there and just snaps the wings. And see, now they can fold. Oh, thanks. But inside, she was nothing more than a child hungering for the love of a parent. Oh, that's her father, I bet. It's been such a long time since we've seen him, and I think really the only time we ever truly saw him was when he basically aged into dust. So, or at least rapidly aged to far elderly status. However, all that the leader of the wise men, her father... Oh. Also, that was not a bird on his shoulder. That was a frickin' staff. Okay. Funny. Yeah, whatever. Her father gave her was a mountain of reading material and tests to perform. Yeah, that's not how you raise a child, Papa Jerk. Sick of it all. She up and ran away one day. Yeah, and that's probably how she ran across the Demon King and the Supreme Deity. And it's like, hey, I want to strike up a bargain. I want to spite my daddy. It's like, you give me power and I will bring you power. Anyway, crying she walked on and on with no destination in mind. Her heart was exhausted and her tears dried up. Still, she evaded her pursuers and fled, but eventually they caught up to her. Yep, and here they come, full force. It's like, get over here, you little brat, blast her ass. Her days that felt like prison were upon her again, and she tripped from the blast. Or, so she thought. Then a boy saved her. Wait. It's frickin' Meliodas. Okay. That boy was Meliodas of the demon race. And he's just kind of like, huh. The captain saved Merlin? Oh, nice going. I had no idea you had such a terrible past. Oh, so this is the first time that Arthur's been hearing this? That's kind of weird. It was a long time ago. Yes, more than at least 3,000 years ago. But, like, you know, her life existed beyond that, so, let's see here. Like, how old is she supposed to be at this point? But then knowing their magical talents, like maybe they keep them as children to like, like they do like a chrono spell or something that alters time around them to where they stay young, but they can keep maturing because like children have like a brain that's like a sponge. So like sucking in all of that information while you're still maintaining a youthful side to them. So then they just keep that trait, and then when they finally accumulated enough of to be useful in weaponry, then they allow them to age up normally from there. Maybe that's it. I'm probably wrong, but that is a cool way they could have done it. Nakaba, I hope you did that. When he gently put out his hand, her heart was filled with love she had never gotten from anyone else. Yeah, so that's how it was a childhood crush. Oh, cute. She's still not right. I'm not forgiving you, Merlin. You lie and hold back information and do these horrible things. Every time she saw Meliodas, that feeling deepened, and with time transformed into something special. Wait, so Merlin had feelings for the captain? I thought you guys all knew, or am I just remembering that wrong? Probably that. Or maybe Diane and King didn't know. No way. Merlin, you... So Elizabeth is about to, like, Merlin? You macking on my man? No matter how much time passed, Meliodas never developed romantic feelings for her. That's because he already had a lady fair. Merlin worried and thought, and then decided. She abandoned her form as a little girl and recreated herself in the image of an adult woman. It's like, if I can't win him as a child, I'll turn myself into a busty woman. In order to keep her body like that, she stopped the time that coursed through her body. See, like, the fact that they can, like, alter, or she does it, surely, like, the wise men of her home country would have done the same to, like I said, kind of keep their minds in, like, that absorbent stage of development. But, whatever. Also that she would win over Meliodas' heart forever. And here he comes back, and she's an adult, and he's probably like, you weren't like that when I left. What did you do today? Oh, she couldn't maintain that form as long, but that hope was never realized. He was stolen by another. One of them goddess bitches. And that's probably what Merlin's thinking. Elizabeth of the goddesses. And here they are. He's like, hey, Merlin, I've got someone to show you. I want you to meet my... What's a funny word? My boo? I don't know. Whatever. Anyway. Shock, sadness, anger, jealousy. Young Merlin was assailed by the dizzying maelstrom of feelings. I almost said emotion. Both would have worked. Everyone's just like, well, crap. And there she is crying. And this is where the development of Sis came in, because Elizabeth's kissing her little forehead. But she could not bring herself to hate the two of them. She's like... She returned to that place that I can't pronounce, Balialin, on her own, and attempted to fill the gaping hole that had opened in her heart with knowledge. By gobbling up scripts, attempting herself. Yes, I'm attempting myself. Applying herself to magical training and greedily devouring all the knowledge of the world. Let's see, but her heart still hungered, and she spent her days troubled. Then one day, some of the old dudes, she heard the wise men gossiping and learned of a certain being. Oh, chaos? Okay, chaos looks kind of weird. It's like, you know how like they do like those four-pointed like rays of light coming off of like, sources of light like stars and whatnot, combined with a human. It's only a silhouette, but it looks like kind of like a really long like sash coming off, and like looks like a man, but could be genderless considering it's supposed to be chaos, but I don't know. The drive of power that was born amidst ancient stars far, far away. Oh, we're getting into fairy tale territory here. It is said that chaos first created the world. Okay. Now we've got the supreme deity. It's the first time we've seen her in more than a minute. Um, there's the demon king, and holy crap, is that the frickin' tree that eventually becomes the fairy forest? Except it looks like a sprout, and that's a big ass seed. It bore the supreme deity and the demon lord, its king, thank you very much, in the sacred tree as its third offspring. Okay, so they're all offspring of... Okay. I mean, in Greek mythology, there's like these two horrific monsters, and one of them, like, they're just basically their offspring are like Cerberus. There's like a two-headed dog, like all the Hydra, all those like horrific monsters like that Hercules fought during his 12 labors. Like they bore all of these horrific monstrosities. That's kind of what chaos is apparently being. So a little bit of Greek in there too, along with the Arthurian legends, huh? Finally, the supreme deity created the celestial realm and goddess race. The demon king, it's going to be occurring, created the demon world and the demons. And the sacred tree created the fairy... How did it create Jack Diddley? But, it'd be one thing if it was a being, like if it was a Groot, kind of like creature that just over time it's like, okay, I'm going to let these denizens of myself be born. I will name them fairies, but they need a land to thrive in. So I'm going to become that land, and then formed itself into a full-on tree. That would have been the way it should have been. But we're just going to have some level of sentient tree that creates the fairy realm and its fairy folk. After that, chaos created the fourth race, the giants. Okay, I thought they was just going to be like a weird offshoot of humans in some way, but maybe not. But they were a savage race, slaves to their power and knowing nothing other than inflicting pain on each other, so that chaos was disappointed in them. You created them, yet you couldn't... I mean, you apparently have enough power to create essentially what's gods, and yet you couldn't create a race that isn't so damn conflicted with itself. That's when chaos created humans. It's like, well, we fucked up by making them too big. Let's try on the other end of the spectrum. Kindness and cruelty, bravery and cowardice, love and loathing, beauty and beastliness. Everything went into them. Though incomplete, they were the perfect race that comes closest to chaos. Wait. Oh. So chaos wanted a child, that was much like themselves. Okay, so like every other parent. Okay. You see all these depictions of humans throughout the different things. Well, that dude got a big old knock on the noggin. Ooh, that woman just ran him through. Well... Anyway, we got Supreme Deity and Demon King over here. In light of such a perfect work, the two gods were filled with jealousy and apprehension. They feared that the love and respect their own created races devoted to them would be stolen by their creator, Chaos. So the Supreme Deity and Demon Lord King will work together to seal Chaos away. Oh. I don't know how. That, makes no sense. Upon hearing that Melin spent the next 3,000 years structuring her life around the aim of resurrecting Chaos, she believed that if she could revive Chaos, who gave rise to a virtually limitless unknown, then her starving heart would most certainly be fulfilled. Okay. Um, they're just kind of staring at her. It's like, this is quite the story you're telling us, Lady of the Lake. But a number of conditions had to be met for the resurrection to work. I would say so. What, finding a perfect vessel, bestowed with a bunch of knowledge, I'm assuming? Anyway, defeating the Demon King was one of them. Oh. Why wouldn't the supreme deity also have to be taken out? Or maybe you just had to weaken however they sealed it. Excuse me. However they sealed it. And then it's like, once half of it was broken, you can just kind of get through the cracks in the seal or the door or whatever, is locking it away. Therefore, Merlin used the 7 deadly sins. Bitch! But she was only evening. What? The ledgers. As we all used her plenty as well. Shut up! And I doesn't want to deal with this anymore. I've stayed quiet and listened to this long enough. What do you think you know about us? Well, it's probably been watching the whole damn time. Sure, there might be tons that I don't know, but Merlin has fought with the 7 deadly sins as a comrade alongside us. Indeed. Oh, and King's like, come on, calm down, honey. It's true that I have not lived with her or even spoken to her. Then how the hell do you know all this shit, lady? But as for what I do know, excuse me, I know that it was Merlin who asked the giant craftsman, Dabuzu, to forge the coffin of eternal darkness in order to seal away the Demon King and Supreme Deity. Huh? Okay, well that's interesting. Yes, and also, Diane kind of like, okay. We're on like the cliffside overlooking the lake, which I still don't get why it's the way it is, but whatever. I know that she intentionally delayed the spell to stop time during the first battle in order to resurrect the Demon King. Oh boy. And that she reactivated the curse on Elizabeth that Meliodas had had once broken. Well, that explains it. I wondered, how did it keep getting reactivated, but now we know. And that in the final battle against the Demon King, she drove your combo move into the It's like a freaking chess game that's being played by one person. That is about all I know. Yet you knew her whole damn life story, yet you've never spoken to her, apparently, so I don't believe you. Stop talking nonsense. That can't be true. Merlin, stop standing there quietly and say something for yourself. And it's gonna be like, it's all true. To revive chaos, it wasn't enough to seal away the Supreme Deity and Demon King. One or the other had to be completely destroyed in order to disrupt the balance. Creating chaos. Then you knew the captain's body would be taken over? And let him revive that way? And one more condition. For the key to reawaken Arthur, I needed an explosive magic. But either way, if I hadn't directed the magic into the lake, Britannia would have been destroyed. Yes, but did you really know that it could contain it? Huh? Then all that the Lady of the Lake is saying is, Merlin, look me in the eye and answer me. Did you really try to kill Elizabeth? Oh God, Meliodas is like, bitch, I befriended you for 3,000 years and you telling me you was gonna kill Elizabeth. Okay, we're gonna throw hands. Meliodas, your objective was one thing only, to break the curse on Sissy, but if you'd done that, you might have abandoned the mission to defeat the Demon King. and I couldn't have. I don't think he would have, because the Demon King would have keep trying to kill them, and you know what that meant. That more fighting would have occurred, and most likely, eventually, one or the other would probably have died. You're lying, right? Oh, Diane, she's like, I don't know what's going on anymore. I don't know who to trust. So that's why you reactivated the curse? But I'm also the one who saved Sissy. Then, when you assembled the 7 deadly sins, was that also all to carry out your goal? And apparently, I thought you were our friend, or I don't get you. So, King's really going at her now. It should be no mystery, hating someone so much you want to kill them, but still being able to love them. That's what humans do. Ah, the living contradiction. It's like, I cared for Elizabeth, but also had to kill her. Or tried to kill her. In the end, I wonder if you and Merlin were different races. Or being different races. Everyone's kind of just like absorbing this until, or will ever truly be able to understand one another. And that's just how it ends. Okay. Oh, Lord. I mean, the backstory was interesting. Don't get me wrong. I do like a good origin story, but there's some problems here. For one, I do like that finally we get to see the Lady of the Lake. Weird how it's like, I've never spoken to Merlin once except for this very moment, but I know her whole backstory. Da 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 da. Also, Merlin, that she, like, they could have found a way around if she wanted to revive chaos for whatever purpose that really ultimately ends up as. I really don't know. Maybe she wants to recreate the whole universe to where, like, this animosity and everything doesn't exist. If that's the case, you could have ran it by your comrades, you know? I think they would come to understand. It's like, hey, as long as you don't kill, you know, our closest friends and allies, it's like, why would we care? It's like you just warp the world and whatnot, and maybe alter some of the tendencies of certain races and everything, and there you go. I mean, the giants won't be fighting each other. I mean, Diane could then lead them, you know, with their more, you know, nice way of being. I don't know. The humans, that's a little harder to say, considering that they embody chaos. But then again, would she want to destroy them? Because that's kind of what chaos was trying to do, was create a perfect being or race or whatever. Which, interesting, you start off with only creating 3 beings, and then they created more beings that became more of a problem. But whatever. And then you just bump. There wasn't like a progenitor to the demons, or not the demons, but like the giants or the humans, as you know, with the others. So that's kind of weird. But the more I think about it, the more it makes my brain hurt. But cool. We got to see the tree and its, you know, sapling state, I guess, or sprout. It's like a green sprout. I still don't get how it has enough sentience to be able to do what it did, but whatever. Like I said, the more I think about it, the more my brain hurts. But yeah, I'm not sure what to make of Merlin. I mean, I was always like, she's already an antagonist, you know, a couple chapters ago, and it's only getting worse because, like, everything has been planned by her hand. And I don't like it. But I'll give much of the chapter a pass because at least we got some of her motive. I'm still not sure what her grand master plan is in all of this, but maybe in the next chapter or so we'll finally get it. I don't know. But, yeah. I think I've rambled on long enough. Good lord, it's almost been 30 minutes of this live reaction. It was a wordy one, so I you know. But anyway, let me know your thoughts and opinions on the chapter. Anything I misunderstood, please let me know down below. as always, I stream on Twitch. I'll tweet it out, so follow all my social medias and stuff down below so that you know when things are going live, when things are being posted on the channel, all that kind of stuff. But yeah, I stream games. I upload them to YouTube usually a day or two later. But I'm a part of a couple podcasts, the One Punch podcast on Grim Reaper's channel, and the co-host of the weekly manga podcast with Griever. So go check out both their channels. And yeah, I do a bunch of other random videos. See what you like. Give me suggestions, because new year, I want to try and do new content and all that kind of stuff. But yeah. Anyway, thank you for watching. Like, comment, and subscribe. And until next time, Quiche-lings, would you do what Merlin did? Bum bum.